Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Before I start this video, I first want to say, as usual, Forex trading is very risky. You should not trade with money that you are not able and willing to lose. There is no magic bullet in Forex. There's always the possibility that you'll lose all the money you're trading with, and there's no guarantee you'll make money. Systems in Forex that try to guarantee you'll make money typically will be systems that can have extreme risk built in. So you might do well for a while, everything might look great, and then it completely blows your account. That's very possible, and I've seen and I think reviewed EAs for you, such as Virtuo and others, that can do that. They look great until they don't, and everything's gone. And then there are other systems that, up and down, up and down. You could turn a system on at a bad time, and it loses a lot of money for you. So you're never guaranteed success in trading, period. And you should realize that before you trade at all. Okay, having said that, and by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. You should seek professional advice through lawyers, accountants, professional investment advisors. This channel is only for entertainment. Okay, so today what I want to talk about is a viewer asked me to compare Titan X from Blue Edge Financial to Forex Fury. And Blue Edge Financial is an interesting company. They are masters of marketing. They are probably the best marketing company I've ever run into in my life. They release EAs that don't do well, and then they're very quick and able to put those in the rearview mirror. They're lost in the dust. They forget about those EAs and they come out with something new that you can pay for. So they will grab your money at a rapid pace if they can do it. This is only my opinion, only my entertainment opinion, but they are masters of marketing. However, I think they release some pretty interesting products, and I'm subscribed to them basically to see what they release, because I'll say this, some of the guys at Blue Edge seem very earnest and very hardworking, and they're constantly trying to improve what they release. They don't just throw it out there, throw it over the fence and forget about it. Some of these tools they've kept trying to improve. Now, that doesn't mean it's a good tool, but it does mean that they're trying to improve some of these tools, the ones they haven't left behind. So, first they released Titan, and I watched lots of videos and saw reviews. This is it. This is the second coming of Jesus. We've got the Forex God here, Titan. Of course, it was terrible. Then they released Titan G7. This is it. Finally, we solved the problem. Forget about Titan. Titan G7 is what you want. It didn't do well. Next came Titan G27. This is it. We've mastered all the secrets of the market makers. Forget about trading with the herd. G27 is what you need. Has it done well? No, not that I've seen. It hasn't done well. So they continue to release products, but some of them are interesting. And one of them is Titan X. And now they're into crypto. They're trying to sell crypto courses and EAs and advice. So, they're very marketing oriented, and they're there to make a lot of money. But I can't say only bad things about them, because they keep trying, and they do keep trying to improve some of these products, and some of them I think are really earnest, hardworking guys. So I think they're a very interesting company to follow. Doesn't mean I think you'll have success with their products, but they're a very interesting company to follow. So Titan X is their grid martingale EA, and I'll say this: there are a lot of grid martingale EAs on the market. There are, I would venture to say, hundreds, if not thousands, of grid martingale EAs that you can run. One of the things about Titan X is that it does have a lot of configurability, and I'm not even sure that's a word, but there are a lot of settings that you can tweak in Titan X. It reminds me a little bit of the Forex Flex EA, which is another grid EA that has a lot of settings you can adjust. And so when you run across an EA like that, really the big trick is, can you adjust those settings to make money consistently without taking so much risk that you blow your account? That's really the trick. Is it easy? It is not easy. It is absolutely not easy. So it doesn't mean you're going to have success, but it means you have a lot of power in your hands with that configurability. So somebody asked me to review Titan X versus Forex Fury. Forex Fury is not a grid martingale EA. It is a night scalper EA. In other words, Forex Fury will take its trades at night and then try to close those trades within a few hours. So we have a night scalper, Forex Fury, versus a grid martingale EA. Fury, since it takes its trades right before what I would call the dark hour, so the dark hour is 5 p.m. US Eastern Time. It's when the brokers basically roll over to a new day. Some brokers even have a short outage at that time. Typically, during that hour, there are very high spreads. There are, no quote-unquote markets open at that time because the Aussie and New Zealand markets, I think, open at 6 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. So from 5 to 6 during that dark hour, there is very high spreads. Brokers will give you maybe not great fills. It's a very difficult hour to trade. So Fury opens before that. It opens in typically, depending on your settings, and you can adjust your settings, but typically it's made to open in that hour before the dark hour and hopefully close its trades before the dark hour arrives. If it's not able to close those trades, now the trades have to run through the dark hour. And during the dark hour, since spreads widen, it's easy to get stopped out. It's because the spreads get so huge, depending on your broker. So Fury heavily depends on how your broker handles the dark hour. Do they have huge spreads or reasonable spreads during the dark hour? They're still going to be high spreads, but are they crazy? Fury typically will have a very high win rate because it goes for a small profit versus a large loss as a scalper. Titan X will open essentially anytime, although you can configure that, I think, but basically to open around the clock. It does have a spread filter, so if spreads are high, you can prevent trades from opening. I will show quickly a Fury demo account that I've been running for a while. So I've shown this before. This has been running since beginning of May 2020. You can see it's made about 3%. It's had a max drawdown of about 7%. And I think that max drawdown is not so much a floating drawdown as just a loss. Basically, you can see these big losses that Fury takes. Because Fury's trying to make, let's say, 5 to 10 pips and going to lose, let's say, 35 to 50 pips. So it takes a big loss, but it wins a lot. And you can see on this account that Fury has had, I would say, a bad September. If we just look overall at how Fury has traded here, we can see it had a bad January and it's lost money in September. Every other month of the year, it's made some money. So Fury's had, I would say, a bad September. And then we could also say that Fury has a high win rate. So here you can see 92% win rate. When you run on a demo, which this is, you are typically going to get, I would say, better performance than you will on a live account. The prices are the same on a demo with the broker I'm running it with, MEX Exchange, but the fills, the next price, might not be quite as good. So I would say you should expect probably a little less performance on a live compared to a demo, but close. Fury makes 2.5 pips a trade. It closes in an average of 6 hours. Now, you can do things with Fury. You can adjust the settings, and there are different settings adjustments you can make. You can test those yourself. You can also pick your currencies that you want to run it on. There's lots of adjustments you can make with Fury, but this is a very sort of generic Fury economy. You can see how many currencies I'm running, a lot of currencies here. So this is sort of, throwing paint at the wall and see what sticks and where it sticks. That was the idea behind this account. I'm just going to run a lot of currencies. I'm even running you can see here USD Sing, which, probably someone's not going to run that on a live account, but it's had great profitability. So that's Fury. And then I've also started for you guys running Titan X. The viewer who requested this comparison inspired me to turn on Titan X. So I've been running it for over a month, and this is the result of running Titan X. There are millions, maybe even billions of configurations that you can have for Titan X. So this is just one configuration that I chose to run. And you can see here that the results aren't bad. In fact, they're pretty good looking here, but of course, very short time frame. So take it with a grain of salt. This doesn't mean Titan X is going to continue to perform like this, but so far, so good. We've got a 7.5% a month return. We've had a 7% drawdown. You can see that drawdown is kind of widening right now because it's in some grids, but overall, not bad. It's traded 285 times. It takes about 2 days, and its expectancy is 6 pips, which we like. One of the unique things here is that I'm running it in bi-directional mode. In other words, it will take grids in both directions, so it'll basically hedge. And what that means is that you can see here, these are the open trades. So we've got how many lots is this? This is about 10 and a half, 15 and a half, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. About 21 lots are open here on these grids. But if I unclick by direction, you can see that we only net out to about 11 lots. So by doing that, you keep your leverage fairly low. And I won't go through a leverage calculation here, but I think the leverage is below 10 to 1 right now, which is not bad at all. So because it's hedging, it's been able to keep a relatively low leverage, which means lower risk if the price moves quickly. And drawdown is fairly controlled, although drawdown is a little bit high right now. You can see that in August it made money, and in September it has not done well. It's losing money in September. So I'll continue to run it for you guys, but I want to explain for you that this is a really different type of EA, and I just can't really even compare it to TitanX because this is a grid martingale. The settings that I'm using are slow martingale. They're not a fast martingale because I generally just really don't like fast martingales. This is a slow martingale setting. What else can I show you here? Equity gain here, not booked gain. Booked gain is 8.5% absolute, but equity gain is about 3.5% a month, which is not going to set the world on fire, but is pretty similar to Fury, because if we look at Fury, equity gain was, I want to say, about 3.5% a month over this over a year that I've run it. Let me go up there and find it. Sorry, 3% a month for Fury. So honestly, pretty similar returns here when you look at equity, and I think that's actually equity, not even though that's booked balance here. For Titan, booked balance is essentially equal to your equity because the trades close out so quickly that you don't have a long floating drawdown with Titan. It closes the trades and takes the loss, or it closes the trades and takes the profit. So I would say performance is similar, but approach is very different for these. So I can't do a direct comparison for you guys. All I can do is try to talk through for you a little description of these. One big question I have with TitanX is I've never had good experience with bidirectional trading, and I don't know if this performance will continue because I've never seen a bidirectional trading system that works. At least I haven't seen one that works well. So I have some doubt about that, but I'm hopeful that it'll continue to do well. I think I'll close this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you have other questions, let me know. Thanks.